Roots. Putting down roots. Deep-rooted. Root cause, the root of the problem. We love our roots, and nowhere is that more clear than in the Township of Langley. This is a community known as the birthplace of British Columbia, but its real roots were planted by the First Nations. This land has fed generations, and its soil continues to shape its identity today. It's important to remember, though, that these roots don't just tell us about the past.
They also tell us about what's about to grow here next. Walk on. Woo. Yeah. This is where you go in the Lower Mainland if you want to learn how to be a cowboy.
Well, Loft Country is a family-friendly agritourism piece of property here in the township. And so we do a lot of different things here. We train, board horses. We run a kids camp, which has been running for the last 20 years. Pick a pumpkin, go through our corn maze, talk to the donkey.
Talk to the donkey. What's the donkey's name?
That is Amos.
Amos. Amos is his big horse ambitions.
We really believe in treating people right. We love our community, and we believe that people should be treated that way. And so we're excited when they show up here at Loft Country.
Do you think that's quintessential Langley? People looking out for each other, people treating each other right?
I really do. You have the old rural mix of come on in, neighbor, sit down and have a coffee, versus the hustle and the bustle of wanting in and wanting out quick. And we never want to leave any of that behind.
That's the way forward, is keeping on to those values.
100%, I agree.
Gotta say, I don't half mind the cowboy vibes, but before I commit to a life in stirrups, I wanted to try out something with a bit more horsepower.
Just grab one of these?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
This is all that work of
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
hair,
we're just gonna...
all that hair and makeup work gone down the drain. Okay. Oh, these are low. Oh, I shouldn't have done leg day yesterday. Lewis Hamilton, eat your heart out.
You know, Stephen, he's gonna come out strong. You know, I see the confidence in him.
Intercut with montage. This is sick. This is cool.
This is like get going, eh?
I didn't realize this was in Langley. You are an adventure seeker, to the best of my knowledge, right?
I've been known to have some fun out there.
Yeah?
Right? And I think if you're living in such an amazing city, you need to take advantage of what's around you. And one of the biggest things that you do is you have the outdoors, you have the nature, and if you're not taking advantage of it, then you're not getting a full love of what Metro Vancouver is. And especially in Langley, there's just so much to do. Canoeing down the Fraser River, right in the...
Oh.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Sick.
Yeah. You can do a bunch of stuff out there. You have the go-karting out here, and just like right in your back door, overlooking all of Langley, you have Mount Baker just overlooking, and you've climbed that a couple times as well.
Well, what about the alignment with that, with development? Because the more I spend time in this world of real estate and development, the less sense it makes. It's nearly an extreme sport in itself.
You definitely have to have a bit of an appetite for risk for it. One of the biggest things on our end is just making sure you're taking calculated moves all the way through from a strategic standpoint. And I think one of the biggest things that we really take a look at, especially with any of our communities, just making sure we do things properly from the design aspect and ensuring that we deliver a product in a community that people are looking for and home buyers are going to strive for.
What's your memory of Langley personally outside of Zenterra?
For a little while, I was actually living in Langley, and one of the biggest things, I was living in the Willoughby area. And I just couldn't believe, even in a couple of years, how much that changed. At the stage I'm in my life right now with a 9-month-old, one of the biggest things is we just get pumped on just going to a park and a playground, right? Also, even going by and driving, parking outside the regional airport out here and watching the planes and helicopters take off. It's the simple memories that mean a lot at this stage.
That's so cool. And then when they get old enough, you can beat them on the track.
Let's hope we can.
So while the future may be full of reliving the glory days, it's Langley's past and its connection as the birthplace of BC that has me super excited about this particular tour.
This is such an amazing space. And we were telling a little bit before, you said it's actually some original buildings are still around here?
There's one original building, which is a storehouse inside the fort. That's from 1840, so it's 27 years older than Canada. We are on the unceded territory of 4 of those First Nations that shared this land, the Kwantlen, the Katzie, the Matsqui, and the Semiahmoo. The outsiders, you could say, shared this land, so it was shared between the Hudson's Bay Company and the Americans. Overwhelmingly, they refer to it as New Caledonia.
Yes, the very same Hudson's Bay Company that we see in stores across Canada today was once a fur trading post right here in Langley. The company encouraged its men to marry Indigenous women, allowing access to the First Nations trade networks, and the fort prospered as a cultural and diplomatic centre for the area. Of course, that was until they hit gold.
In 1853, Fort Langley finds proof that there's gold in the Fraser River. And November of 1858 is when James Douglas receives the proclamation. And he comes up the Fraser River with his army in tow. He says the company no longer controls New Caledonia, Queen Victoria owns it. He tells the company the Queen doesn't like the name you picked for the land. She noticed that border between this territory and the Americans had cut the most accessible river in half, and the most important, not the Fraser, but the Columbia. So this will now be known as the British portion of the Columbia River. So that's why it's called the birthplace of BC. That's one viewpoint of it. If you look at the viewpoint of most of the population here, the Indigenous, I like to say it was a unilateral act of colonial theft. We have a Kwantlen elder, Hazel Gluto, who works here, and she is the great-great-granddaughter of Narcisse Fillardot, who was the steward of the fort.
Wow.
So there are those family ties, and so it's great to have someone like that here to talk about those effects to her family and the effects it's had on the community. If gold hadn't been discovered, it leaves the big question, what would this area completely look like?
Yes. You spend months of work planning out episodes, get a whole camera crew ready to go, and look what weather we get. But hey, what better way to see a neighbourhood than when it's having an off day? If you're gonna live here, you may as well know what it's like when you need a rain jacket. Hashtag Fort Langley fun, baby. Oh, this is huge. How has 25 years of being in the community as a staple been for you?
It's been a lot of fun, lots of local support. I mean, the business is all about local product, local cranberries, just making sure that it's nicely made with really good high-end ingredients.
What can I buy from you today?
If you were to leave with one product that you would be totally gaga over, I would say it'd be the cranberry jalapeno sauce.
Ring it up, let's do it.
Okay.
We got this.
Yeah.
All sales are final, no takesy backsies.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. Do you want to know what you can do with that?
Absolutely. Hello.
Hi, welcome to Fort Langley Hall.
Thank you so much. Oh, this
So
is
this
cool.
is our ballroom.
So people would have danced here in 1931?
Yes, they had big, they actually had a lot of people, and our capacity is 200. But you can tell by the photos, there's photos with all these tables down here then, and I counted them all. There's a lot more than 200 back then.
So what would have been the dances then down here that we would have seen? Could you show me a bit? Can we do a little bit? I feel like, you're in a part of history, nearly 100 years old.
Well, I didn't see any videos, so I don't know how they danced.
Okay, then we just make it up on the spot. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. We're gonna put some great music on
There is the Heritage Conservation Area, which we're in the middle of it right here. A lot of Langley Township comes here. Fort Langley is definitely kind of the place to go on a Sunday afternoon. We're here for a long time. We're not going anywhere.
With the weather clearing, it's time we checked out some of the newer communities being built in the township. And who better to show us what's on offer than Derek?
Okay, so this is the community of...
These communities right now are right next to our Camden community, but we also have our Windsor community right over here. And we also have our Mayfair townhome community as well.
And they're all, is it 4-story?
Yeah, so Windsor and Camden are both 4-story wood frame communities. They are both approximately 100 homes, and followed by our Mayfair community, which is townhomes, and they're 3-story wood frame construction as well.
As a developer making density in the area, do you think it is better to go towards those 700 apartments versus the townhomes, or do you feel like there's a hint of Langley that should be maintained as this kind of more quaint area?
One of the easiest approaches you kind of think about is like a horse saddle. You know, we're in Langley, we gotta talk about farming and horses, right? But anyway, one of the biggest pieces that at that center, that's where you're gonna have the top of the saddle, which is gonna be the highest density, right? So one of the areas that has been identified from the township is you found like 80th and 200th is that's where you're gonna have towers. But as you kind of go away from these nodes, it gets a little bit less dense.
I love that. That's a great analogy. It is that sense of gentle densification where you give people options, not limitations.
Within like Zenterra, for us, we spend a tremendous amount of time designing and putting these projects through. I want to be any single community that we go by, I want to be proud of the community that we've developed. And to this day, there's not a single development that we have not done, or single community in Langley has not been award-winning. And that's what we strive for, bar none. That is our baseline. If it's not award-winning, we haven't done our job type thing.
It's reassuring to hear that with the towers rising and density inbound for Langley, the community and its builders are trying to stay grounded in the agricultural roots that define this neighbourhood, allowing this area to mature and ripen into something rich and complex.
You can get lost in a bottle of wine. If you had a bad day and you want to take a trip to Tuscany, you can do that. If you had a good day, you want to celebrate, to go to Champagne, you can do that too.
And what if I had a day where I wanted to visit Langley? What's that bottle going to taste and feel like? And what do you hope to invoke with that taste?
So the Fraser Valley and Langley specifically, we're in the agricultural hub of the province. But it's also the coolest growing region, coolest wine growing region in all of North America. You're going to have lower sugar content, so lower alcohol, and higher acid. And if you think, okay, well, where in the world is the apogee of high acid, low alcohol wine? It's Champagne. Right? So they grow Pinot Noir, which we have 25-year-old Pinot Noir plants here to grow for traditional method, Champagne method sparkling. So it's sort of like we'll stand on the shoulder of those giants and try to recreate that, but also have a Fraser Valley and a Langley spin on it.
Is it very rude to ask, can I eat something off the vine? Do I need to spin it on my nose first? Okay. You know what, wine aside, that's a great grape.
They're delicious, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like during harvest, when you're going around berry sampling, you just find yourself with your blood sugar spiking because you've eaten so many grapes.
One for backyard, one for me.
Yeah,
one
exactly.
That's pretty cool. I'm so excited now because I've tasted it from the vine, and I'm excited to see what it pours like from the bottle. What have we got here then?
So this is one of our wine flights that we do out in the gazebo. We've got our Bacchus, which is our first wine there. We have our Pinot Gris. We have our Cab Merlot, which is a bar favorite. And then we have our Reserve 2020 Syrah, which is a Lieutenant Platinum Award winner.
How did you decide this is what you want to do, and how did it grow into what we see today?
I mean, really, it has to come from passion, right? You have to love what you're doing. You have to love the business, our community, our customers.
I'm so happy you said community, because I think oftentimes people see services or products and they forget that someone has to buy these things to make it happen. How has the community supported you guys here in what you're doing?
Well, I think we bring a local flavor to Langley where, we embrace our community, whether it's the products that we're stocking, whether it's the promotions, the charities that we're standing behind. Every customer that walks in the door, we want them to have that moment, right? You can't replace a feeling. So when people and guests are joining us into the tasting room, we want them to have that incredible experience that they take away from here.
I've noticed you haven't drank any of your flights yourself yet.
I have not. I'm taking my son to baseball, so I will have to leave you to take care of the charcuterie and the wine.
Oh, how very Langley of you.
Thank you.
Baseball, recreation, I love it. That's cool. And that means more for me?
Sure does.
Yeah, okay.
It's clear that this community knows how to blend old world charm with modern day living. And nowhere is that mix more clear than in Willoughby town, a hub for families, professionals, and, well, anyone looking for that little bit of everything.
So this is what the Commons is going to look like very, very shortly.
Currently at about 85% sold of the community thus far. We have a ranging from studios to a 3-bedroom homes, approximately 450 square feet up to almost 1,000 square feet. And there's a host of amenities at this community. We have an outdoor dog park, a 6,000 square foot rooftop patio.
Is that a pudding green?
It is.
That's so cool. So how does this project exemplify the Zenterra way?
I think one of the biggest things we do is part of that, like, smart development, smart design work. And I think that what we're really trying to focus on is, development for people that want to live in the homes and, these end users type thing. And I think that's part of whether there's being, the amenity planning, the space planning, or even anything that we're looking for with some of the amenities that are being cultivated. I think that's just kind of really critical when we are designing a lot of these communities.
It's so cool. It also ties in perfectly with this big slogan I'm seeing up here. Better is our standard. So this here is Willoughby Town Centre. Willoughby Town Centre, and this is what you're getting if you are buying into the Commons.
The Commons is just located a couple blocks away from here, so essentially this is just right at your doorstep.
This place is so cool. I love all the little shops and things. Let's go grab some food. I want to hear some more about the Commons and Willoughby itself.
The salmon jerky ready here. Our chicken and waffles.
So this is so cool. I love it. It's so quaint to be able to walk around and get everything without needing that car.
It is, and I think a lot of people are seeing the value of that as well. Right, and I think there's a lot of connotation from people that maybe have not spent a lot of time within Langley or the township. They haven't really seen how much it's grown even in the last decade. I think one of those things is, a lot of the time people are supposed to be with Langley, you're kind of like in the sticks or you're in the boons type thing, right? And they're not seeing all the world-class amenities that we're really seeing. Like, for example, like the Langley Event Center. Well, understand the Carvel interchange is right by, so you don't need your car. You can jump on one of the double-decker buses and just go straight into Metro Vancouver. But also the fact that, a huge piece is the eventual expansion with the SkyTrain.
The impact of the Surrey Langley SkyTrain can't be understated for this community. The project promises rapid transport into the heart of Vancouver, all the way to 203 Street in the city of Langley, allowing the residents here quick and easy access to major urban hubs when it's complete in 2029.
So tell me some of the things that I can expect to see if I'm walking around the area.
Yeah, so in the area, lots of local shops and stores. We have fresh farmers markets as well that kind of come out here too. So you get some of the local produce of the Fraser Valley as well. Some of the local schools out here that are just hop, skip, and jumping away. And then we have the Langley Event Center, which is just down the way, as well as the fact that we have the new community center that's being built, and then just a tremendous amount of a new commercial space coming to the area as well.
If someone wants to get in today, what's available? Where should they look? What should they do?
With Langley, what's really nice is that most of the homes or a lot of the new development is all within the last 10 years. So you have a great options at your fingertips. So if you're not wanting to do pre-sale, but you want to look for a finished product, there's definitely a lot of things that are options at your fingertips.
Before you made the move into the township from North Shore, were there any anxieties? Were you worried it was going to suck a little bit? And were they alleviated when you made the move in?
I'm in my mid-30s, and one of the biggest things that when we kind of go for a walk, my wife and I, we saw a lot of people that look like us, right? various stages of our lifetime. Whether they're going out for a walk with Spot, their dog, or going out for a stroller walk with a young one. It is really exciting to see. And I think that's where it really speaks to the roots, and that charm of Langley hasn't been lost.
There's that word again, roots. It seems like it's everywhere. So I knew if I wanted to find out if a life in Langley was in my future, I had to talk to someone who made the move for themselves.
Sweet, so you can head in.
Okay. After you guys.
Put some food in your hand.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. And there are alpacas.
Is this what you expected to happen when you moved to Langley? How has that process been of making that move, like from Ladner to Langley?
We grew up in Ladner, and it was definitely a nice feel. And then we wanted the same feel when we picked a new place to live. So we gave it a shot, and it actually worked out really well. We love the area. And it's still in a nice family neighborhood, which is nice, like lots of kids in our neighborhood. So the kids can just run outside and play.
And when you think about the future, what are you excited about thinking about your kids growing up here?
There's a lot of like parks and forests all close by that you don't have to drive far to go and explore. Like everything's pretty close, which is nice. Everyone seems very open, so it's always easy to like make friends and with the kids go do activities and take them out. Like you're still in a town and things are still accessible. So you kind of get both worlds.
It's been great exploring the roots of Langley during the tour. Really getting a sense of what this community has to offer to those who... What? Wait. What chores?
Thank you for coming, and thank you for doing some of my chores today.
This is what they do to me. They put me in situations where I have to make work.
This is Jamal and this is Jasmine.
I'm literally going to clip some toenails today.
So we're actually gonna go meet Cash the Goose.
Cash the Goose?
Yeah, he's out here. You guys can all come in.
So is Cash the big one?
Yeah, the one at the back.
Okay. So are we doing it, Cash?
So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go run towards him.
Okay. Oh wait, am I trying to grab him?
Yeah, you're gonna grab him.
Okay. Hello. Come back. No. Cash, too big. Too big. Okay, you and me, bro. You and me.
No. Well.
I'm beginning to think Cash doesn't like me. Come back. Hello. There is this sense of change coming in. It's urban, it's agricultural, but the urban seems to be catching up and getting quite high.
Yeah.
How do you feel that change is looking?
I think that the perfect mix of Langley is the mixture of having the agricultural, the experiences where you can go be out at a farm in the day and grocery shopping in a store, visiting the local pool by night and home in your home that's not too far away from the ocean or the mountains. Like, really, it is the ideal place to live. We have everything that I could ever want, and that's why I'm raising my family here as well. We need the people in order to show them what we have, in order to be able to grow and show more people what we have.
I like that. And show off all of this.
Yeah.
Share all of this, should I say?
Share all of this. Not every day do you get to meet an alpaca and a camel on the same day.
I grew up in a smaller community in Ireland that everyone knew each other and everyone helped out. And it seems to be relatively similar out here, and it's been a long time since I felt like I've experienced that in BC. That's the one thing I think that's been prevalent throughout this whole tour, is there is such a strong sense of community and roots, be it in the wine tasting and the love and the passion for growing something that you can then give back to the community, or you know, in Loft country where they literally built this whole thing so people can experience cowboy lifestyle and farm lifestyle, or here, you know, like we have members of this community that are going out and rescuing animals, but they're all doing it as this kind of coming togetherness of building something better. And these roots are the foundation that I'm super excited about when I think about Langley, and I'm curious as to what we'll see grow out from those roots.
Black and blue, I'm in love with you. Broken and bruised from all the abuse.
There you go, Peter's there. He's over there. Go to Peter. He's a multi-hat director.
I can't get enough.
I mean, so I'm thinking, I flip, then you flip, and we both flip together.